Hey everybody, Fiasco, Pete, and Sean here at the Beach Club to check out the Cape May Cafe for this week's Disney dining show. Now, I have eaten here a few times. Fiasco, you have never eaten here.
Never eaten here, but I saw they have clam strips, which are hard to find in Florida, so we'll see.
And I don't eat seafood. So, and I have been here before. They usually have great options for people who don't eat seafood. You love seafood.
I do, yeah.
You have eaten here before.
I've eaten here, yep. I've eaten here one time when we tried to do this the first time. So,
yeah, this is a redo
so.
because the first one got corrupted. So we're back here doing this now. So,
But Fiasco wasn't here the first time, so...
So you're basically, because I recorded it, you're saying that's what broke it?
No, I'm saying he really didn't try it.
It's why I have to have people around to do this crap, because I'm, whatever. So let's go check it out. Okay, so we've had a chance to hit the buffet. I am really trying to be very strict with my diet right now, trying to get back on keto. It's been a struggle, as you can see from my weight, but I'm really making an effort. So I made sure everything that I took off of the buffet is pretty much keto friendly. So start with the strip tenderloin, which is done in a coffee rub. This has been here for a while. I have had it every time I come here. It is really good, really well cooked. It's cooked to medium rare to medium rare. They will cook it more for you if you don't like it that rare. And as far as it being tender, I'm able to cut it with my fork. So that's about as good as it gets. If you're not a fan of coffee, I don't know that I would recommend it, because it's a very strong coffee flavor, but I love that, so that's good. I also got they have chicken thighs in a mushroom sauce, and I love dark meat. I love chicken thighs in particular, and they were very good. I also picked up some cheese, and they have a Vermont cheddar that's really nice, so not overeating. Given that the price of the buffet is $60 per person, for me, it's not worth it on a limited diet. But that's because of me. I don't eat seafood, and I'm trying to do keto, so 70% of the remaining items on the menu on the buffet aren't going to be any good for me. So but generally speaking, I've always considered this a pretty good value for the money. But like I'll say, everything I'm eating is very good. Our server's a little weird. I'm not saying she's bad, she's just odd. When Sean asked for a bucket for the crab legs and associated other autopsy pieces from his seafood, he's like, "Can I get a bucket for the table?" Yes, you can. Just like that. I'm like, okay. And she came back and she brought a bucket. But, I mean, she's been refilling my drinks, so it's just unusual. But we'll see what Sean thinks.
It has been a little strange as far as the service goes. It's been fine, but, just odd, I guess. I ate here for the first time we attempted to do this, which was myself, Pete, and Jackie. We had eaten here. We got here right whenever it opened. I think that was at 5:30 maybe. And we were the first people into the restaurant. And they were super nice, sat us earlier than our reservation was for. And everything was very fresh. Everything had been brought out right then. And we were also in another area of the restaurant that was really quiet. And I thought my experience was so good overall. I thought everything was amazing. I'm less impressed this time, and I don't know if it's because it's really loud or if it's because it's later into the service or something. I don't really know. And also, I've always heard things about, Cape May Cafe smells really fishy, and I don't get over here a lot. And when I came last time, it didn't, and I was like very confused about it. But now I figured out it's because it was early in the dinner service, and now it's about 8 almost in their dinner service, and it smells like fish. Like, it's really, really fishy. And which is fine. It's a seafood restaurant. I get it. I am a seafood fan. This isn't the greatest seafood you're ever going to get in your life, but it is unlimited crab legs. It's unlimited clams. When you can find meat in the clams, they're going to have lots of chicken options, steak options. The macaroni and cheese was really good over on the kids menu. Lots of bread options, soups and salads, and so there really is no reason to not come if you're not a seafood fan, but there certainly is a lot of reason if you're going to get unlimited crab legs and unlimited peel and eat shrimp. I think there's crab claws as well up there. I know there was last time. I didn't see them this time, so I'm not sure. Maybe I was imagining it or thinking of Alani or something. But if you come here, if you're going to take advantage of the crab legs, for sure. They're pretty standard, but get 10 or 12 crab legs and be pretty satisfied with your day. And it's got to be something you really, really are seeking out and really want, like some seafood that's not like New England seafood, and it's not really Carolina seafood either, but it's unlimited. So.
All right, so like Sean just mentioned, I was not here for the last round at Cape May. This is my first experience, and the first impression I got when I walked in was something smells kind of fishy here, which isn't the most appealing smell, but the second thing I noticed was fried clam strips, which got me really excited because it's quite difficult to find those here in Florida. Might not be for some people's standards, but for somebody who comes from New England, specifically Boston, where you find fried clam strips everywhere, and they're really good there, it's hard by my standards to find them here. I was happy to see them at Cape May, and I did get those on my plate. They were good. They weren't bad, but they're nowhere near the level that I'm used to, on the shores of Boston by the beach at, Tony's Clam Shack and the Clam Box and all those places on the beach where I'm from. So, and for some people, these might be like great clam strips. And like I said, for me, they weren't bad. Also tried the calamari. Calamari was pretty good too. Again, not the best calamari in the world, but it was fine. Also decided I wanted to go try the pizza because I just wanted to be able to let you know what I thought about the pizza, because I thought it was one of those items that is very neutral. So if you come here and you're not a fan of seafood, or your family comes here, maybe your kid's not a fan of seafood, most people would be fine with pizza. And I kind of thought, the pizza wasn't terrible. It reminded me of like cafeteria type pizza though. So I think a kid would be pretty happy with that. A pizza fan, maybe not so much. Also, what else did I try? I tried the vegetables, those were fine. I also tried the pesto pasta. That was probably my favorite thing. It had onions and then some fresh tomatoes in there with, a green pesto sauce. Probably my favorite item that I tried. They do have some dessert though, so we're gonna give that a go. But I would just say, I'm gonna kind of echo on what what Pete said. It is a little loud in here, and like Sean was saying, but for $60 a person, I don't know if I would rush back here. I am a fan of seafood. I'm not a huge fan of shelled seafood and salmon. I am a big fan of shellfish, just with the shells gone. I don't know if I'd be rushing back here for $60 a head when there are so many other options that I think would be better. But let's try the dessert. They had some worms and dirt, so I love some worms and dirt.
So I got dessert, and apparently no one else is getting dessert. I didn't realize. What makes sense. Pete's dieting, and Corey just got worms and dirt, which I had never had before either. So I got some worms and dirt, and I did not like that. So chocolate and gummy worms was not a good mix for me. But everything else I really enjoyed. I got the Oreo Bonbon, which I think is the thing to get here as far as dessert goes. That was very good. They have a Fruity Pebbles key lime pie, which I thought was really good. Pete's like dying over here. Yeah, so it's like a key lime pie with Fruity Pebbles on it. We'll just work our way around here.
What? So I can capture the
so there's like
reactions
that.
to
Like
the
I have some of that
stuff I
left.
won't eat?
Yeah. There's a flourless cake, and I really like flourless cake, so it's super dense, and I like that. This
Fruity
is
Pebbles key lime pie. Exactly how high was the F&B manager when he came up with that?
I don't know.
Because that's.
I mean, this is an Oreo in a bonbon.
You create when you're stoned, and Oreos in bonbons.
Yeah, and then they have like a Boston cream pie kind of dessert, which I had also never had that before, and it was really good. And then there's actually a whole other section for desserts that's brownies and cupcakes and all that. I didn't even make my way over there to try it yet. I did last time I was here, and all of that was very good too. So I loved all of it. Big plus on my account for some of it is you don't eat seafood.
No, I'm talking.
Oh yeah. Big plus for me, I'm allergic to almonds, and it's not so severe that like I need to alert people that I'm allergic to almonds, but it is a thing like I'm gonna have to have Benadryl after, and it's gonna mess up my day. So I do try and avoid it. It's virtually unavoidable in a lot of cases because it's ground up in things and they used almond extract, and even when you tell your server, a lot of time they don't know. But some of the desserts up there literally have in parentheses like this contains almonds, and it's very specific that it contains almonds. I'm like, thank God. Like, so that's a very overlooked allergy, and like obviously they can't cater to everyone's allergy, so
It affects tens of people a
I
year.
know, right? So it only affects
Along
me.
with voice
but-
modulation disorder.
Right, it worked for me. So the desserts are really good. And I think the desserts are much better than most other restaurant desserts that we go to, especially for the buffets. They usually have pretty crappy desserts.
Yeah.
This and Tusker House are probably my favorite desserts that are as far as like buffets
Almost
go.
got good desserts.
Oh, they do have good desserts. Yeah. Wait, no, we only had breakfast there. I don't think they have dessert.
No, I've
for
had
breakfast. Okay.
the dinner buffet.
Yeah, then
there.
never mind. I was thinking of Tusker House again. But yeah, the desserts were good. I really enjoyed it. Are we doing our overall thoughts?
Not yet.
No? Okay.
But
well,
I mean, Fiasco was having a sensual moment with that worm earlier.
yeah, I'm assuming that's
So-
a Patreon moment, so if you're not Patreon...
No, it's going to get overlaid into this.
Oh, is it?
And the
Okay.
joke about voice modulation disorder, for those Saturday Night Live fans who remember Will Ferrell, go Google that. But if you'll notice, whenever Fiasco is doing a vlog, his voice like goes up by about 5 decibels. And he sounds like he has voice modulation disorder. That's where that joke comes from.
So yeah, the voice modulation thing, I don't even realize I'm doing it. I just kind of do it. I don't know what it is. I know that like growing up,
doing it right now.
yeah, I know that like growing up, like my stepdad always talked really loud on the phone because he wanted to make sure that like people could hear him. Maybe it was a little bit of that. Maybe it was a little bit of like,
Did you grow up in the Flintstones?
yeah, maybe jet planes in the Navy too. The loud jets going over in the Navy. Maybe that was it. I don't know.
Or the war wound?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows what it is, but I talk really loud when looking at a camera or a phone. We'll see if we can tone that down, but who knows? But yeah, I did get the worms and dirt. I'm a big fan of gummies. I'm also a big fan of ice cream. Not that this is ice cream, but it's kind of up my alley. Sean was saying he didn't think it was a good mix. I liked it. Just looking at the desserts, it kind of like screamed very kid-friendly. And kind of that's my vibe going through this whole experience. Like if you're a family and the adults in your family are like huge on seafood, and you have kids that you're afraid like, oh, I want a fine dining experience that they'll like too, I think this will be great for that. With that being said though, if you're not a seafood person, I think there's way better ways to spend your $60 a head. But if you are a seafood person with a hungry belly,
Now, I have to respectfully disagree with that. In my case right now, because of doing keto, yeah, it's not worth $60. But there's a lot on this buffet that was really good. I've had it before. That was really, really good if you don't eat seafood. So I think there is, I really do think they do a very good job here, better than most seafood-centric places, of catering to those who don't eat seafood. I also think the price, I don't know if we talked about this, the price of the kids menu, I remember it being like $25 or $30.
I think it was 35 for kids.
I thought that was a good price. Again, Disney prices.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost bizarro world that we're talking about $35 for a kid's meal being a good price, but here it is. But so I just wanted to say that I thought, you know, generally speaking, I think if you don't eat seafood, this is yes, are there better places to eat if you don't eat seafood? Yeah. But if you're with people who do eat seafood and you want them to enjoy themselves and you want to have that experience with them, this is a good option, I think. Why are you laughing at me? He's laughing. He does this all the time. So why? Why are you laughing?
My leg was cramping, and I was holding the camera, and I couldn't adjust. Yeah, my leg was about to cramp, and I was trying to not make it cramp.
I guess the way that I'm thinking about it is because nothing was bad. Just some of it was kind of basic to me. And for me, I feel like I might spend a few more dollars, but I'd rather go to Flying Fish next door and I'm going to get less food. But that's the other thing is this is all you can eat. So if I was really, really hungry, then yeah, this might be better than I might get a better value than Flying Fish. But generally speaking, I'm not ready to eat. I'm never really ready to eat 3 plates of food or whatever. So I feel like I'd rather go to Flying Fish or go over to Epcot or something like that. But yeah.
So we have finished our meal. It was $52 per person for this before Tables in Wonderland, which adds a 20% discount. And then throws in an 18% gratuity. So generally speaking, I'm not going to judge it based on what I ate. I thought what I ate was very good. But as I mentioned, if I was not on a diet, I would have been able to eat a lot more. And I thought what I ate, what I did have was very good. I have eaten the other stuff on this buffet previously. So overall, I think this is a popular place and with good reason. Do I think it's worth $52? Yeah, I actually do. What about you?
A lot was said as far as pricing and everything goes. I think that $52 as far as all-you-can-eat seafood is pretty reasonable. If you're going to compare it to going on vacation to Myrtle Beach, if you're going to Orange Beach in Alabama, you're paying about, if you were going to have unlimited seafood, it's between $50 and $60. Even Joe's Crab Shack, you're going to pay that to get this much seafood that you're getting here. So it's not a ridiculous price as far as seafood goes. Even by Disney standards, it's a fairly good price. The food isn't the best quality in the world. You're not going to go home and say it's the best crab legs I've ever had. I don't think it's the best anything that I've ever had, but it is unlimited seafood. And there's not a lot of places on Disney property to get seafood that isn't fancy seafood, I would say. I don't know how to describe that, but a small portion that's layered fish.
Or a gourmet meal.
A more gourmet meal.
Seafood.
Yeah, so this is more for the whole family. I could see this as a tradition place, people who are oh, every year on our trip we go to Cape May Cafe and that's our last day thing or our first day thing. So I could see this being a great restaurant for that. I don't know how far I'd go out of my way just because this is right behind Epcot. There's a million great restaurants in there. I also do agree with Fiasco's point when we were in there about Flying Fish. I didn't think about it that way, but you would spend less than $60 a person at Flying Fish, and the food there is something you would go home and
I don't know
about.
you would spend less than $60. That's signature dining, and it's an entirely different experience. I don't think it's fair to compare them.
I'm not comparing it. I just think it's a thing of there I would go home and talk about how great the food was. Whereas here I would be it was all you can eat seafood.
Yeah, but just bear in mind that coming in tonight, running into some listeners, and even during the meal running into some listeners, people talk about how much they love it.
Oh, I love it.
They really do love it here.
Yeah.
So that's got to be taken into account. What about you?
So I can definitely see why people love this. It's all you can eat seafood. And then even if you don't like seafood, they have lots of other options too. They actually have a lot of just options in general. And I can definitely see the appeal. For me, however, just as a personal preference, I'd rather take my $52 somewhere else. Maybe if I was super hungry and all you can eat was something I was really feeling that day, then maybe I'd find myself back here. But otherwise, just because of the pure amount of options we have here on the Boardwalk Beach Club area as well as Epcot, I just think the number, $52, is so many other places that I'd rather go and spend that money. But with that being said, nothing I ate was bad. It's just nothing I ate was exceptional.
Scale of 1 to 10.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Sean?
Probably 7.5.
That's where I'm going, 7.5. So there you have it. That's our look at Cape May Cafe at the Beach Club for this week's episode of the Disney Dining Show. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you again next week.